Okay, welcome back to our deliberations. This is part dos. Mainstream, Rodimus, or rather, Malcolm, Rod, MJ, you know. No fancy names, no sunglasses, no titles.
Nah.
No bitches.
No. No itty bitty bitches.
Anyway, next category is best overall match. Rod, want to give us a quick rundown of what that category is?
Best overall match is basically who was in the match, how they did the performance, how the crowd engaged with the match, so to speak. I guess that's the best way I could sum this up.
Okay, so the match that had the star power, the storytelling, and the fan engagement.
Right. So just to give these nominees, now we all know how Okada Omega went this year. I decided to go with their first match from Wrestle Kingdom 11. That'll be the first nominee of this category. AJ Styles versus John Cena at the Royal Rumble for the WWE title. New Day versus Usos, Hell in a Cell. I mean, how could we not say that was not a great match? Will Ospreay versus Kushida, Best of Super Junior Final 2017. Killshot versus Dante Fox, Ultima Lucha. Trace, Part 1, the Hell of War match. And Adam Cole, Bebe, versus Christopher Daniels from the Ring of Honor 15-year anniversary show for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Now, not trying to poke holes in this list, but Okada Omega 2 would have been a better choice for this category.
Yeah.
Because it's just that moment where Omega passes out to avoid the Rainmaker.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of adds more story to it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they did go the 60-minute draw, and, you know, the crowd was super into this match.
And Cody coming in to try and throw the towel.
Yeah, that would have been a real stinker. But I decided to go with the first match. I mean, being Omega won the G1 in 2016, you know, he got his shot. He was so close to defeating Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, then we got Styles versus Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy matchup. I think this is the third match that happened in their series.
I can't remember.
Anyway, this was essentially WWE's top guy, not top guys, top guy, against TNA's top guy.
Singular.
Singular. There's no say yeah here.
No say yeah.
Oh, they finally came back.
Yeah.
They've had such a bad year.
Yeah. I'm hoping they stay healthy.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
say yeah.
Yeah.
But their match at Royal Rumble, truly not one to forget. It was so good. So many people have touted it as one of WWE's best matches.
Mm-hmm.
It wound up being number 16 for John Cena. While this one was pretty much a Cena give me, it was still a good match.
Mm-hmm. New Day versus Usos, they basically had a pretty good rivalry throughout the summer. Their Hell in a Cell match, you know, a lot of people say their SummerSlam match is pretty good, but I feel like, I don't know how you guys feel, but their Hell in a Cell match topped that match. I mean...
Oh, I feel the same.
I mean, for it to start off the pay-per-view with that Hell in a Cell tag team title match, I mean,
not to mention, like, all the shenanigans that went down.
Yes.
Where they were busting out trombones to beat up on the Usos, or they pulled out a giant cymbal to smack them around.
Yep.
And then New Day trapped one of the Usos with kendo sticks up against one of the cage corners.
Yep.
They did some really cool stuff in there. Mm-hmm. And like he said, out of their rivalry, this is one of the best matches. In fact, the best.
Yeah. Will Ospreay versus Kushida. I mean, these two have had some pretty spectacular battles throughout the year. Will Ospreay beat Kushida a couple months ago for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Kushida won Best of Super Juniors. Beat him again in the first ever WCPW World Cup final, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, these two are just amazing on their own. So, you know, it's not much to say bad about them. Kushida's had a pretty big year. Osprey a big year. So
Yep.
Dante Fox versus Killshot.
Now, when we were
Oh boy.
when we first saw this match, I immediately told Rod, this is going to get the honor of most extreme match of the year.
This match was nasty, nasty, nasty.
Now, it was essentially a 3 stages of hell, called the Hell of War. I can't remember what the first 2 matches were, but I remember the third match was an ambulance match.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, this match was filled with so much brutality.
Yes.
And the one thing that reminds me of this match was that tiny little chunk of skin from Dante Fox just left laying there on that gurney.
That was pretty nasty.
It was sickening, but it was good.
Yeah. Killshot. I think it was Killshot going through the glass. Or
Yeah.
Was it yeah. And Dante going through the barbed wire board.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a lot of bloodshed, like he said, flesh on the gurney, so on and so forth. So
We might go back and watch that match again.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And then the last nominee, Adam Cole, Bebe, taking on Christopher Daniels. Now this told a pretty good story. Adam Cole coming in as the champion. Christopher Daniels, he had this journey to where he never became world champion. And I feel like, personally, when he was in TNA, they could have made him a world champion. He was pretty good in the X division, pretty good in the tag team division, but he never was world champion. And this was a pretty damn good match, and I enjoyed watching that match. So, you know, that's why I decided to put this in that category. So with all that being said, I'm going to start with you, War Machine. Who are your 4 nominees? Where's your ink pen?
Here. Let's see, I've got Okada Omega,
Okay.
Styles and Cena,
Okay.
Killshot and Dante Fox, definitely,
Okay. I feel like that's a lot.
and Usos New Day.
Okay. Mainstream, how about you?
Okada, Omega,
Okay.
AJ Styles, John Cena,
Okay.
Usos, New Day,
Mm-hmm.
and Killshot and Dante Fox.
I'll say the same thing.
All right.
So we're all in agreement here.
Yep.
Alright, let's move on to the next category. Breakout Star of the Year. Now, there have been some wrestlers we've watched, some probably under the radar that have been Breakout Star of the Year, but from what we've watched, you know, the list of nominees have been pretty damn good. They've had
Oh boy.
They've had some amazing matches, a pretty awesome year. So let's just get to the nominees. The nominees are the Velveteen Dream, Juice Robinson, Oney Lorcan, Cody Rhodes, well, Cody, whatever you want to call him, Penta L0M, and Braun Strowman.
Let's go ahead and start with the Velveteen Dream. The Velveteen Dream.
Mm-hmm. DREAM, baby.
Patrick Clark, standout performer.
Yeah.
Was on Tough Enough.
Yeah.
But he got signed to WWE, and he was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really have a whole lot going for him until they rebranded him as the Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Then he puts on, out of nowhere, mind you, one of our candidates for Feud of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a hell of a show in that, what was that last?
War Games.
War Games.
War
Take
Games.
over War Games.
Thank you. He had a hell of a match against Aleister Black at War Games.
Yeah.
He just exploded out of nowhere.
I will say, looking back at the Tough Enough show, despite the 2 people that won, he really stood out to everybody, and he's really made what he's given work. The Velveteen Dream gimmick, it's basically fitted him perfect. And, you know, he's got real good athleticism. You know, he's pretty tall for his stature. He has a nice elbow.
One of the best elbows in the game.
Yes, and you know this. I feel like when he gets called up, if booked properly on the main roster, wherever he goes, Raw or SmackDown, hopefully he'll do good. But NXT, he's definitely blossomed.
How do you feel about the Dream Mountain?
Yeah, he's been doing good, and I like I just like his
Like his whole shtick?
yeah.
You like his presence.
That whole Princey gimmick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like his name, Patrick.
It could be worse, or like Tracy or something.
Oh
Dick
boy.
Tracy.
Leg Tracy.
Anyway, Juice Robinson. Many people know him as CJ Parker, the former CJ Parker. I almost forgot. In NXT.
I mean, I don't watch him, and even I know that.
Yeah. I didn't even watch him when he was in NXT. But anyway.
The only match I remember was he was Kevin Owens' debut match.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens squashed him. But anyway, he went to New Japan, and he's definitely made
waves.
He's definitely made waves. He's definitely caught some attention in New Japan.
Juice Robinson.
Yeah, he's primed to have a big year in 2018. I will be shocked if he does not hold any championship in 2018 in New Japan, and he's definitely made the best of his situation since leaving WWE, since leaving NXT. So Juice Robinson is another nominee. Only Lorcan.
Well, hang on before we go to the Bald Destroyer there.
Yeah.
Juice Robinson, what a great name.
Mm-hmm.
A lot better than CJ Parker.
Yes.
That's all I got to say on that.
Plus he beat Omega in like the fucking tournament.
Yes, he definitely had Shocker of the Year during the G1. He beat Kenny Omega in the G1 Climax tournament. They faced off months later for the United States Championship. I think it was at Power Struggle.
Yeah, because it was when Jericho ambushed him.
Yeah, and Kenny Omega hit him with a one-winged angel off the second top rope. And excuse me, it was a pretty good match.
Anyway.
Now let's get on the Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan. He seemed like one of the most plainest dudes out there. But once you watch him work, oh my good God.
I think yesterday was his birthday. I think he's like in his mid-30s.
Well, I don't feel sorry for anybody that makes that guy mad.
No.
He's put on a super stiff match against Hideo Itami.
Oh my God.
Like they had to throw the match out because he bloodied him up.
Yeah. And then they had to restart the match.
And then Itami squished him.
Yeah.
Then he had a 2-match series against NXT vet Danny Burch.
Mm-hmm.
That was another stiff match.
Yeah.
And then these two became a tag team I'm hyped to see on NXT.
Yeah, and since then they haven't done they've had some decent matches, but they've lost their matches. Last one last week on NXT against the Authors of Pain, because I was like, okay, they're doing the Chop Fest, they're going to have a good match, and then AOP just squishes them.
They squished.
Yeah, just squish.
Well, I mean, it's kind of good that they do that because they got to keep AOP strong.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they can't have them lose before they get called up. They need to keep them strong, keep them intimidated.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, whatever you want to call him, son of Dusty Rhodes.
Never thought he would make this list.
You know, I thought about putting him on this list. I was going to say, nah, but, you know, since leaving WWE, despite what you say about him, he's made a splash on the wrestling scene, whether it be in ROH, New Japan, the Indies, so on and so forth. Former Ring of Honor World Champion. What can I say? Like I said, he's definitely made a splash since leaving the ship known as WWE.
Yeah, and he's set to try and make history in 2018.
Yes, he and the Young Bucks are funding out of their own pocket a 10,000-seat stadium. They're planning an event at a 10,000-seat building, and they put their own money into it. So hopefully it turns out pretty good.
Yeah.
He's
putting it in Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's already planning his opponent, one Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
which that'll be a good match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now on to the next guy, Penta El Zero Miedo. Now for the time that Lucha Underground started up, we watched and we loved, no homo, Pentagon Jr.
Yes.
or Pentagon Dark. But the reason for the name change is because AAA owns Pentagon Jr. So if he wants to get out in the world, he has to change his name to Penta L0M. But he's had a hell of a year. He's now become the Lucha Underground champion at the end of Season 3. Don't know where that stands on tapings. He also competed in the WCPW World Cup,
Yes.
where he had a kind of a shaky match against Ricochet.
Yeah. Didn't Ricochet win that one?
Yeah, Ricochet won it, beat him, but only because his shoulders were down during a surfboard.
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird finish. But then he had a pretty damn good match against Mike Bailey in an exhibition.
Penta, like you said, he's had a pretty big year. Lucha Underground, we all know how he works. Pretty much all over the world, he's well known. So, I mean, I pretty much can't add up to what you just said. I pretty much can agree with it.
Yeah.
So let's just move on to the next one. Braun Strowman. Now, before we talk about Braun, can you guys believe this guy's only been a wrestler for 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he wrestled, the way he wrestles seems like he's been in there longer than that, but, for 3 years, he's definitely made the best of it, and, for him not to go through the NXT process, to come straight to the main roster, do what he does, he challenged Brock for the Universal title at No Mercy. He's definitely made waves, and I can definitely see him being one of the best, if not the best, big man within the next 3 to 5 years in WWE.
I mean, he's already got a head start on that. Flipping a goddamn ambulance.
Yeah.
And
let that sink in for a second. A goddamn ambulance.
Pretty much.
And on top of that, he does a kip up and a drop kick. And he literally kicked Apollo Crews' spine out of his system.
Oh, dear God, did he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he's already got the Big Show running for his money, because Big Show couldn't even flip a damn Jeep.
Nope.
No. I mean, he's definitely going to be one of the favorites to win the Royal Rumble January 28th, 2018. So, I mean,
Right.
Sky's the limit for Braun.
Right now, I say Elias Sampson wins it. He is the only person in there. He's got that head start.
That is a fact.
Anyway,
But with all that said,
fun fact about Strowman, though. I know you know this, but he actually used to train for the World's Strongest Man competitions.
yes.
I figured that.
Yeah. Well, it was he made the cover for PWI, and that was in the interview they gave him.
Yeah.
Which he's been the Performance Center's best kept secret.
Yeah.
Even being in the damn Rosebuds.
Yeah. I'm glad I don't remember that. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and pick our nominees. Mainstream, I'm going to start with you. Who are your 4 nominees?
Are you sure you weren't calling me after yesterday?
Let's not talk about that.
What happened?
He
No.
kept getting us confused.
Yeah.
He would look at me and say, mainstream, I mean War Machine.
Shut up.
Mainstream Machine.
That's right.
But who are your 4 nominees?
Velveteen Dream. Juice. I mean CJ Parker. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Such a dumb name. C.J. Parker. What a
It seems
dumb name.
normal to me. Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. War Machine. Who are your 4 nominees?
I'm going to say Cody. Cody's the lock for this one.
Cody.
Braun.
Braun.
The Velveteen Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And could go Oni Lorcan for this one.
Okay. I'm gonna go Velveteen, Juice Robinson. Pretty much mainstream. Velveteen Dream, Cody, Juice Robinson, and Braun Strowman.
All right.
All right, next category is Male Wrestler of the Year. Now, when I did this category, no homo, it was a lot of male wrestlers that I liked and loved, but I could only pick 6.
Sorry.
I said no homo, okay?
It's just, he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I heard him say no homo.
But anyway, I can only pick 6, so let's just get on with the nominees. The nominees are Tetsuya Naito, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Roderick Strong, Roman Reigns, and Mr. Eli Drake. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Is it to you or at you?
It's to you.
Okay, whoops.
But if you want to put your own spin to it, whatever.
Let's go ahead and start with the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón and the winner of the G1 Climax, Tetsuya Naito.
Yes.
Rodimus, take it away.
You know, this guy, he will be facing the other nominee, Okada, at Wrestle Kingdom as we are recording this. He's had one hell of a year, former Intercontinental Champion, despite tearing up the belt, winning the G1. He won some other award. I can't think of what it was. It's some Japanese award. He's a big baseball fan, as they say. But other than that...
And he tried to buy hamburgers with the title belt.
That's why not. That's why not, you know.
But anyway,
he's too cool for school.
He's had one tremendous year, as always, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have a bigger year in 2018, so definitely. Kenny Omega, what more can we say about the cleaner? United States Heavyweight Champion. He wrestled Okada 3 fucking times this year, including that 160-minute draw.
He's the leader of Bullet Club.
And he's facing Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom.
January 4th.
January 4th, no DQ for the U.S. title.
In the Kingdom of Wrestle.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okada.
Fuck!
I mean, Okada, longest reigning IWGP heavyweight champion of all time.
First ever non-American wrestler to grace the #1 spot on PWI's Top 500. I still need to order that issue.
Yes. You know, this guy, he's had, I mean...
He even is... Wait, did you say he's the longest reigning?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Had to make sure.
500 plus days. He's, you know, the leader of chaos. So, I mean...
He's one of the 3 best wrestlers in the world.
Yes. Roderick Strong. Since he's been in NXT, since being in WWE, whether we see him or not, he's still fantastic. He's had a strong year. No pun intended.
I was about to say nice pun. Anyway, he had a damn good match against Hideo Itami.
Yes.
Almost heartbreaking when he lost, too.
Yes.
He had another good one against Drew Galloway. McIntyre. Sorry, forgot.
Bobby Roode as well.
Oh, yeah. He had a good feud against Roode.
Yeah, he was in the War Games match with AOP. He did pretty good. So, I mean...
Although he did look goofy coming out in AOP gear.
That was funny.
Yeah. The next guy, and you're probably going to be mad at us for this one, but we're actually trying to look at this at a non-biased scope with Roman Reigns.
Fuck! Fuck!
Whether you like him or not, you have to admit he has improved.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still his yard.
Nigga.
Anyway, as we are recording this, he's the current Intercontinental Champion. For now, 1/3 of the Shield.
He is a Grand Slam champion as of this year.
Royal Rumble winner. They will be in Philly again next year.
And they go boo the fuck out.
And Philly hates Roman Reigns.
Oh, they love him if he's part of the Shield.
But I'm talking about just by himself.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If he comes out there with Ambrose and Rollins, they love him. If he comes out there by himself...
But like War Machine said, despite the fact if you boo him or not, whether you like him or not, he has improved. He does put on good matches. Let's call it what it is. He does put on good matches.
In fact, his first 2 IC title match defenses, fantastic.
Yes. So, I mean, you got to give him props. And then Eli Drake. He already knows this. I don't know if you do, but What Culture put out a video of 10 wrestlers WWE regretted releasing, and he was one of them.
Oh yeah, I think I know that.
Yeah, because he had that crappy name.
Slate Randall.
Stupid as fuck.
Slate Randall.
So bad.
That was so gay.
And he was barely, if not used at all. But like, you know, he's Impact's top guy. He's the global champion. He faced Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call him.
Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, Johnny Mundo at Bound for Glory, in which he won. His blood was on the title thanks to Alberto El Patron. But with all that small talk aside, he is a pretty damn good wrestler, whether you watch Impact or not.
I don't.
I say it's only a matter of time before WWE tries to sign him.
Fun fact: he was managed by Percy Pringle earlier in his career.
Who?
Paul Bear.
Oh, Percy Pringle.
That's his real name.
Mm.
I was gonna say that I was gonna make fun of that name, but now I just can't bring myself to make fun of it.
Yeah.
All I can say is,
Yeah.
you win.
Yeah, but earlier in his career, look up some of his early stuff on
Pringles.
Yeah, like Pringle.
The bug. Okay.
But look up some of his early stuff on YouTube. You'll see him, you know, wrestling on the indies, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, he's definitely made a name for himself within the last few years.
Yep.
Anyway, who are your 4 nominees? War Machine.
You're about to call me mainstream.
I sure was.
God damn it again, man.
All right.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Omega Okada feel like a lock.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Naito.
Okay.
Naito.
Yeah, I say Naito.
I try and say Naito.
Yeah.
Anyway, and gonna go Roman Reigns.
Okay.
He has definitely stepped up his game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
War Machine.
Ah, see, you did
Fuck!
it.
Ah! Mainstream!
I'm not gray, sir. I'm black.
Shut up. Y'all and y'all's mainstream War Machine, whatever y'all got going.
Mainstream machine.
Oh,
Damn right.
oh my god.
Naito, Omega, Okada, and Roman Reigns. Even though it's Roman Reigns, but I'm gonna have to pick him too.
Okay.
Pick him like a booger.
Yeah.
I will say Okada, Omega are locks. Naito. I'm gonna go Eli Drake, but since y'all outnumbered me, Roman Reigns is the 4th pick.
You didn't want to pick Roman Reigns, did you?
I could have, but I decided to go Eli Drake. So the 4 nominees for that category: Naito, Okada, Omega, Roman Reigns. Now, female wrestler of the year. There have been some pretty stellar matches with the women involved. We all know they're doing the first ever women's Royal Rumble. And then there are some women who we just forget about. Anyway, for those who we want to nominate for this category, let's talk about it. It'll be Nia Jax, Rosemary, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Natalya.
I'm surprised you didn't put Asuka on that list.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it's so many, I could only put 6, and they're down to 4.
All right, let's go ahead and start at the top with Nia Jax. I'd say she's come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's still not quite polished yet, but it's going to take some time. You can't build greatness in a day. You could if your name was Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Or Vinnie Mac. But anyway, even though she hasn't been thrown into the title picture.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, they could go far if they just dedicate some time to her.
Yeah. When they did the brand split last year, I was like, okay, it's too early for her to come up. She still needs some polishing. At least, no disrespect to Dana Brooke, at least she's not like her.
Dana Brooke was just, it was too early. They didn't put any thought into her character.
Yeah, they just said, okay, here you go. But Nia Jax, she's pretty good, you know, being a big woman. Like they say, big girls need love.
Yeah.
And soon enough, she's going to have to get the title put on her.
Yep.
Rosemary, going back to the Impact situation, and again, no disrespect to Rosemary, but when I first saw her, I thought she was butt ugly. But since then, Her looks,
Sorry.
since then, her looks have improved, and you know, she's a decent wrestler.
I thought she lost. Really?
She does great character work, though.
Yes. Co-worker of mine said when they were doing the whole Sister Abigail thing with Bray, if she weren't signed to Impact, she should have been Sister Abigail. I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I can't believe we lost.
But,
tonight. That's gay as fuck.
Man, nobody give a fuck about your NFL.
Celtics.
They lost?
Celtics lost, yeah.
Damn.
Man, nobody gives a fuck about your loser Celtics. Anyway.
Yeah.
But, and it's good to see that Rosemary, you know, isn't too beat up after the whole Triple Mania incident.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Like Shike Fist?
Oh, no, it's just the controversy that happened.
I know.
Naomi. Let's talk about Naomi. We all know Naomi when she first came in as the Funkadactyls with
Brodus Clay.
Tyrus. Then she was kind of lost in the shuffle with Team Bad.
Had a god-awful heel turn.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Unity!
I got so annoyed when they said that shit. Oh my fucking god. Like, anyway.
But
then they rebranded her. She did the whole glow thing. She won the women's title twice. And I like what she's doing. But now, looking back on it, I saw somebody say that, you know, she could possibly turn heel one day. I would actually like this heel turn this time.
Now, if they don't fuck it up.
Exactly. That's my point.
I don't know. Like, it's not just the situation her heel turn was in. I feel like she's not comfortable as a heel.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she turns face, bam.
Yeah.
Impressive. You go on. I was about to jump to a different subject.
Well, I was going to say, you know, either way, you know, with this face turn that she has,
yeah,
I feel like it would get dried out, and then they would say, okay, we got to do something better. Let's turn you heel. And I feel like the crowd would eat it up.
I mean, I agree with you. It's just, all I'm saying is she needs to get more comfortable with it before they decide to execute it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we can't forget about her custom championship.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit was straight fire.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't put that on the shop yet.
It's going to be like a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like thousands of bucks.
Oh, that damn lighting.
Oh, well.
But anyway, let's talk about Little Miss Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury, Alexa Bliss.
She went from kind of miring in the SmackDown Women's Division to actually, you know, being the first woman to hold both belts.
Yeah.
And twice.
Yes.
So
she's already a 4-time champion. In her mid-20s, she's only 26, surprisingly. Okay. She just surpassed Charlotte for the longest reigning Raw Women's Championship reign. Looking back, when she was in NXT, she was just one of those enhancement talents, and then she managed Blake and Murphy. Then she came into her own, and it's really worked in her favor.
Yeah.
I mean, being she has that cheerleader athletic background, she definitely can move for her size, and you know, she's holding it down. AOPOP holding it down.
Of course, the one drawback to her this year was we're not going to get into it, but
let's
talk about the
yeah, that segment.
The Bailey "This Is Your Life" segment.
I want to kill myself.
That's the only thing that
that was stupid as fuck.
That's the only thing that's going to take the wind out of the sails for her nomination. But they did kind of play it off the next week, because when she pitched an idea to Kurt Angle to celebrate her accomplishments, saying, "Alexa Bliss, this is your life," Kurt Angle says, "That's a terrible idea."
Oh boy. Yeah. And then we have Sasha Banks.
Boss time!
And I thought Booker T and his grunting was horrible.
Shuggy dookie quack quack.
Yeah. But being that, you know, you guys can't mess with me about it anymore. So anyway, Sasha Banks, you know, she is the boss. She is pretty good for, you know, what she is. I still say that after WrestleMania they should have turned her heel against Bayley, but they've just fucked that up.
They're probably not gonna do that.
They'll probably do it next year, but now with this shit with her and Bayley, I don't really care. Because they've drugged that out for so long, it's like, who gives a fuck?
You know what? They got the perfect way to execute a heel turn. Have Sasha eliminate Bayley at the Rumble.
Bam!
Or have Bailey eliminate Sasha.
She would get so much heat.
Well, okay, yeah. Sasha eliminates Bailey.
Yeah. Either way.
It don't matter.
Either way, that's a perfect execution. But we can't forget about how, and I kind of forgot about this with Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss and the Boss made history a couple of weeks ago in WWE's recent tour of,
They were in
Middle East.
Yeah, Middle East. They were in Dubai.
yeah, where they put on the first women's match ever on with a WWE brand
Yeah.
Middle East.
with
Yeah.
Middle East.
And the crowd chanted, "This is hope."
Which I don't know what that means, but
Good job.
anyway. But Sasha, while she hasn't had the championship accolade she had last year, given that exciting feud. Oh, come on. It was a good feud.
What feud
was that?
Again?
Charlotte and Sasha.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the reason because of her title reigns. It's like she gets the belt and then like 2 minutes later, she loses it.
It's because
Back
WWE...
and forth.
Well, it's because WWE wrote themselves into a corner. You know, Charlotte never loses the belt at pay-per-views at that point in time.
Yeah.
They kind of wrote themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
But it led to some really good matches.
First ever women's Hell in a Cell.
That street fight.
Yes. So, I mean, they've had a good rivalry.
But Sasha didn't have the same momentum this year that she did, in 2016.
Yeah. And then we have, last but not least, former SmackDown Women's Champion
And
the
current crazy cat lady.
Yeah, and she was the former champion with that other word,
Ugh.
Natalya.
Her becoming SmackDown Women's Champion, long overdue.
Yes.
Now I just want her to shut up. Because she trash talks all the time in her matches, and it's so annoying.
Well, at least it's not like Baron Corbin where he's just screaming.
At least when Baron Corbin says stuff, it sounds stupid.
That
Like,
is
hey, you're not me.
that is a fact. Or Mojo Rawley with his heel turn now. Show me your killer instinct.
Oh, come on, that match was good, though.
It was though. I'm just saying though. At least he doesn't. At least he and Baron Corbin don't talk about animals during their matches.
Okay, all right. Put it to you this way. At least she's not Enzo.
Facts. At least she doesn't talk for like a whole week.
Remember, you saw Enzo at Raw on Raw this
He
week.
didn't see it.
I'm glad-
I muted my TV doing
I'm glad
that.
I didn't.
I didn't even mute it. Period. I just heard everything. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
See, I was like, God, shut
I
up.
want Corey Graves to like punch him right in the face.
Now it's just drawn out. He says the same stuff all the time. I recently saw a video where he was on Ebro in the morning for Hot 97 doing a freestyle.
Yeah.
It was aight.
You talking about Enzo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was aight.
Anyway, well, we're talking about Natalya. She's really good. It's just her heel work has been bad.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse as that guy who wears the big number on his vest, who we haven't seen in like forever.
Ah, who's that guy again?
Yeah, I can't.
He does this number right here.
Yeah.
Man, who is that guy? He's got number cards.
Yeah.
I don't remember that guy being a
You
good
meant Todd
heel.
Dillinger, man.
Who is that?
Yeah, we haven't.
10.
I've never seen him on SmackDown. Who is that?
Because he's never been used before.
Exactly. Anyway, but I don't remember Mr. 10, as we're going to call him.
Yeah, anyway, who are your 4 nominees?
Rosemary's a lock.
Really?
Would you guys say that Rosemary's a lock?
Yeah, I'll put her as a lock.
She's a good wrestler. She does great character work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's good, but she's not that good for me, so fuck it.
Well, okay, she's a lock for me then.
She's a lot for me.
All right, I'm going to say Sasha, Little Miss Bliss, and Naomi.
Okay. Mainstream. Who?
Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Sasha, and Natalya.
Okay. I'm going to go Alexa, Naomi, Rosemary, Nia Jax. So we have Rosemary, Naomi. You did say Naomi, right?
Yeah, I had Naomi, Alexa, Sasha and Natalia.
Okay. So we're all split with the fourth pick. So I tell you what.
You know what? Let's see. Okay, no, I'm keeping mine the same. What you gonna do about this one, Ron?
We'll say, Sasha. That good with you, mainstream?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I don't want to hear Natalia talk about her cats. Now, the final category.
Now, just to clear things up, we made this list like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
So, sometime in there. But since this past week, we had to change one match in particular. We'll get to that match in a second.
Yeah. So the final category, the cream of the crop. Match.
Oh, yeah.
The cream of the crop. Anyway, match of the year. Now, this category is like, besides all those damn stars, like the overall impact of this match, like how fucking amazing this match was.
Dave Meltzer has no power in this situation.
No. We're not gonna go 6 and 7 point stars and all that.
Original fucks.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, there've been some pretty good matches, and we just had to narrow it down. So anyway, let's just get into it. Okada versus Omega 2 for the IWGP Championship at Dominion, June 11th, 2017. That infamous 60-minute draw.
Mm-hmm.
The New Day versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at Hell in a Cell from October 8th, 2017. Joe Hendry versus Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll, which turned into a triple threat match for the WCPW Championship at Refuse to Lose on October 2nd. Killshot versus Dante Fox, Hell of War match, Ultima Lucha Trace Part 1, September 24th, in which it aired. Will Ospreay versus Kushida, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at King of Pro Wrestling on October 9th. And then we have Bate versus Dunn 3 for the UK Championship from this week's NXT as we are recording this.
Now, we originally had Bate and Dunn on this list, but from Orlando.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and talk about this match. This match on NXT, so much better.
It was solid as fuck.
With a myriad of false finishes, and they really told the story of Pete Dunne, working over those fingers.
Yes.
Including stomping and dislocating 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good.
Yes. Omega, Okada, we've talked about these two for like the 10th trillionth time.
So,
I mean, when I sat there, for those of you who watched the match at Dominion, the infamous 60-minute draw, I don't know how many times I can talk about that damn match. That was where Kenny Omega passed out from almost getting hit with the Rainmaker.
Cody tried to throw in the towel.
Don Callis still calls him the real world champion. But, I mean, these two definitely had a trilogy this year. I would not be surprised if 2018 they had a 4th match.
I'm telling you, I still feel there's one match left between them.
I don't know. We'll see. We don't know what 2018 holds. So
Go for Bates and...
No, Okada Omega.
Oh, of course.
Because the scoreboard between them is still
1-1-1.
1-1-1.
So I
Pretty
mean,
much.
yeah. New Day versus Usos. We talked about their rivalry during the summer. Their Hell in a Cell match. We don't need to talk about how awesome that was.
Now,
just perfect.
Refuse to Lose. It was originally champion Joe Hendry taking on Will Ospreay for the WCPW Championship, now the Defiant Championship. It was one hell of a back and forth match.
Yes.
False finishes, and then the lights went down. And all we heard was whoop whoop as the villain, Marty Scurll, as the villain, Marty Scurll, cashed in his Magnificent Seven briefcase, which is essentially a Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes.
He cashed it in, locked the chicken wing on Hendry, made him tap, and became the last WCPW and first ever Defiant champion.
That was a pretty good match, and that was a pretty good ending.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Killshot versus Dante Fox. I mean, how many times can we talk about that brutal, bloody, gritty, hard-hitting match?
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yes. Then we have Will Ospreay versus Kushida. Bestes from King of Pro Wrestling. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, which was a damn good match. Will Ospreay beating him, winning his first championship. He will be challenging the villain Marty Scurll for the championship, along with Kushida and Hiromu Takahashi in that awesome four-way match, which should be incredible at the Kingdom of Wrestle, January 4th. Then, of course, like we talked about, Bate versus Dunn. 3.
3.
Yeah.
But for Bate and Dunn, watch this week's NXT. So good.
Yes. Now, with all that being said, fellas, who are your nominees?
I feel like Omega Okada is a lock.
Okay.
And same with Bate and Dunn. And, of course, the Hell of War. And the last match. Oh, that is a tough one to pick. I'm going to go WCPW.
Ah, okay.
It's just so hard to choose.
Yeah, because they're all good matches. Mainstream, who are your 4 nominees?
No card. Omega 2. New Day. Not New Day, but Joe Hendry. That one.
Yeah, okay.
WCPW. Okay.
WCPW.
Sean, Dante Fox, and Bate and Dunn 3.
Okay. I'm going to go Okada Omega 2, Bate Dunn 3, Killshot versus Dante Fox. I'm going to say New Day versus Usos, but since you guys have outnumbered me, Hendry, Ospreay, Scurll will be the 4th nominee.
All right. That being said, that is our deliberations for our WonderShop year-end awards.
Yep.
We will also name a WonderShop 2017 Wrestler of the Year.
Yes.
Who took all of 2017. That will be announced on our awards.
Yep.
When that'll happen, I don't know.
We don't know.
May happen 2017, may happen 2018, but it's going to happen. I can assure you that.
Just wait on it.
Anyway, that being said, Malcolm, Rodimus, MJ, see you guys next time.
Yep.